r/AskReddit by Redmond ETS. What's the dumbest thing you've heard someone say in the classroom? In 6th grade, my teacher asked the class, "What's the capital of Spain?" I raised my hand and said Madrid, and he looked at the map and said, "Nope, it's Portugal." I was freaking flabbergasted, didn't know what to say. He starts talking again, but thankfully the class nerd interrupted him and said, "No, it's actually Madrid. Portugal is the country next to Spain." Probably not the dumbest, but memorable. 10th grade biology. Not sure why it came up, but I know for sure it was in biology. Does anyone know who Galileo was? Didn't he invent the stars? I once told a teacher that DNA spells and backwards. She gave me a piece of candy. When I was around 14, we did this sort of ethics exercise in school where they put up signs in each corner of the room, saying yes, no, maybe and unsure, and then the teachers would ask a question and we'd go stand in the corner with the answer we agreed with, followed by a debate. The teacher then asked, "Could you become friends with an immigrant?" And a group of guys in my class proudly went to stand in the no corner. No one was surprised. Now, this was a school in Sweden. Among these proud Vikings stood their very good friend, a Polish guy. Someone in my class pointed this out, to which they all replied, "That's not what the teacher meant." More than one of my classmates actually facepalmed right then and there. The moon must be closer than Florida, because I can't see Florida. Yeah, that guy was a massive drug addict wannabe rapper who died at the age of 22. Law school. Professor, you have 1.5 hours and the exam will end at 3:30 p.m. Law student, how do we know when it is over? There is an analog clock on the wall. It doesn't tell me the time. It's not digital. I was in line to ask the teacher a question, and the kid in front of me asked the teacher, "Mr. Cowley, are you gay?" Teacher replied, "Daniel, I'm flattered that you would come out to me, but it wouldn't be appropriate for me to date a student." To which Daniel instantly panicked. I like doing a Jamaican accent. It's the only Middle Eastern accent I can do. Completely serious fresh man. He's exhibit A whenever I argue my school needs a geography class. This one girl in high school thought Crime and Punishment was a murder mystery, and straight up tried to convince our English teacher she honestly read the book, instead of admitting she had no idea what it was about. 14 years old, science class, biology lesson. Boy asked the teacher, "Was it true that you need to pee inside a girl to make a baby?" Last year in my AP language class I overheard some classmates trying to decide when World War II happened. They settled on the 1960s. World history class my freshman year of high school. We were studying World War I. The teacher spent 10 or so minutes going over the career of Manfred von Richthofen, aka the Red Baron. This lecture quite clearly included the facts that the Red Baron both was German and fought for Germany. At the end, the teacher asked if there were any questions. This girl put her hand up and, in complete seriousness, asked, "Was the Red Baron Italian? Because pizza is Italian and you can buy pizza called Red Baron." This was in the honors class. I thought the Jews and the Nazis were the same people. Fire instructor, what's the #1 cancer among firefighters? Class guesses a bunch. Fire instructor, no, testicular. Girl who used to be a nurse, what's that? Fire instructor paused out of disbelief for a moment and said, "You don't have to worry about it." Muhammad Ali was responsible for the Twin Towers, which fell in 2010. When I was in 5th grade we had to do a report on a US state and present it in front of the class. A girl in my class was assigned Washington State. She started her report with, "Washington is where the president lives." The teacher stopped her and told her to sit down. In high school, we had a student who tried to hang herself in the bathroom with a shoestring from all of the bullying. Needless to say, the string broke, and it was a huge scene. A class later, some shitlord kid said, "She is so fat she couldn't even hang herself." I'd say that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard somebody say in school and was probably the only time I yelled at somebody in high school. In world history class in 10th grade we were learning about Mesopotamia, and when the teacher was talking about how people traveled etc., a girl asked, "And they rode around on dinosaurs?" People laughed thinking it was a joke, but she doubled down and insisted that ancient people rode around on dinosaurs. Teacher had to explain to her dinosaurs had died off millions of years before human history. In my 9th grade cooking class we were discussing eggs, and one girl scoffed and said, "That's silly, everyone knows the eggs you eat and the eggs chickens come from are different animals." I'm nearly 30 and still laugh about this. That's all folks. Thank you for watching. If you like videos like this one, why not like and subscribe for more? Have a nice evening.